Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Halloween to all of you. As you may know, I'm a big Halloween fan, so I've been really busy with my personal Halloween display. And usually I have something Halloween themed. Today, not so much because we already did the Halloween themed video on the 1st of October. If you missed that, be sure to go check it out. But today I'm showing you a sneak peek of the Norfolk Southern SD60E and Go Rail scheme from Athearn Genesis. So we will unbox this, take off the little foamies here. This is a pre-production sample, so we will not be doing pull test or the rigorous test we do on the review. I'll just be doing a quick demonstration showing you a few features and moving on to a run-by, which is the locomotive by itself. Speaking of run-bys, starting to pack up my trains down here in the basement, so we will not have rolling stock accompanying the locomotives we're reviewing probably for the next 6 months or more, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get started on this sneak peek now. Alright, unboxing. Nothing's changed with Athearn Genesis boxing in a while, or manuals. You get an 18-page manual, news flyer, SD60E exploded parts diagram page, 1-year warranty information. This is a little different, but I think it has to do with some new government compliance, and a warranty card. So hopefully, I don't think anybody really cares about paperwork, but I go through it pretty quickly. Hopefully nobody minds. Locomotive. Again, pre-production sample have been handled quite a bit, so don't hold your judgment out until the review, but if it helps you decide on a pre-order or something, that's cool too. One thing I did notice when pulling it out is it's heavy, so maybe we'll go ahead and weigh this just to see what the weight is. I don't recall the last round of 60Es being that heavy. Alright, so out of the box, let's dig in for a closer look. One thing I want to point out right away is you see a little tilt to the cab here. People had asked on my previous review about that. I got some messages on the other SD60E review. That's actually correct for what the real thing has. It has this kind of tilt, or at least appearance of a tilt. So it's not the cab on crooked or anything of that nature. Go ahead and show you the front. You got that big brow there on the locomotive, LED lighting, plastic MU hoses with silver tipped ends, but they are tucked behind the pilot in this case, except for the brake line hose. Anti-climber below, you've got the MU hose, McHenry coupler, which is Athearn's own plastic coupler there, coupler cut lever or coupler cut bar, some people have told me they prefer it called. LED ditch lights as well, stanchions. The nose has separately applied grabs and the sand filler hatch, and those very, very tiny, finely detailed windshield wipers you can probably get a good glimpse at. No cab figures or anything, but a cab interior, and there is a glazing on the windows, a little lighter than I've seen on some other locomotives. Dynamic brake fan area back here, and the blower housing, so you can see all that area here, and emergency shutoff for the fuel. Sight glass for the fuel tank. Got little truck detail as well. Forget what that's called. Exhaust stack up top is right here. And while we're at this kind of view or angle, got a nice green roof. So I don't believe these roofs come off. No, they do not. Some of the roofs come off on some of the Athearns. I think the Aces mostly. Go rails on the side, and very colorful rear end, kind of like you'd see on a Peacock. So go rail, really nicely done. It looks very nicely printed on there. The same for all of this back here. It says freight by rail, good for America. Might be a little hard to see from this angle. And then you've got more details, some very brightly colored items going on here, and a truck chain that is plastic back here. So hopefully you can pick that out. It's a little hard with all that black on black. Rear has the LED lights as well, number boards, all the stuff we talked about on the front, ditch lights, etc. And we're going to go look at the other side here. More of the same detail there. Got an extension of this housing here on each side. So when you're looking at it from that angle, you can see it kind of makes a little T formation. And there's safety, a little hard to see, but safety coloring for kind of just a warning for the crew as they walk up the steps there, and windshield wipers on the back of those back windows. So really nicely done locomotive that appears nice. Let's see how it runs. All right, we're gonna fire this up. You may hear some random horn sounds as I reset some of the functions here on my controller. Well, at least now you've heard the horn and you see the LED headlights are on. Listen to the bell. It's F1. Horns F2. F3 short horn. F4 is dynamic brake. As you hear it there. F5 is ditch lights, and those are nice and bright. Significantly brighter than the headlight if you're wondering. You can probably tell that for yourself. 6 is number board lights. I'm going to cut the lights out so you can see that because Athearn is just starting to illuminate number board lights on some of their models. There you go, you can see the number boards. You may see a flicker, that is just the frame rate of the camera. It's not flickering in real life. But you can see those number boards there. They're actually lit in person very nicely, a nice backlit. There's no shine through anywhere, so looking good there. So that's F6. F7's your dimmer, as you can see there. F8's mute. F9 is the mixer that cuts the volume in half. So, and then you have a lot of features with Tsunami 2 sound. Now, speaking of Tsunami 2, you've got drive hold, and you've got DDE, which allows you to turn on functions of the decoder that will allow it to auto-detect the load, increase the prime mover. You can manually increase the prime mover. Lots of new functions in Tsunami 2 that were not in Tsunami 1. So be sure to check that out for yourself and see what's out there, because Tsunami 2 is not just a rebranded original Tsunami. Go ahead and move this thing. This is pre-production, so as you can see, it's been kind of cobbled together, so I would not worry about speed like that. Once you get going, 8 speed steps, it smooths out. There shouldn't be any lurching to that level on the actual production sample, but I'll be sure to tell you in the review because I take it out of the box and we run it as is. Now this lurching is happening at 1 and 2 speed steps. At speed step 3, which is what we have right now, it is gone. So, you know, sometimes companies see this on the sneak peek and they'll make an adjustment, or sometimes they're already aware of it, but I'll be sure to bring it up to Athearn just in case, make sure everybody gets their model without that initial lurching like that. It may require some breaking in or something, I'm not sure, but we'll cover it as is, as it comes out of the box on the real locomotive as well. Now, I know I said we weren't running it through tests, but I noticed it's a lot heavier than what I thought, so we're just going to check that. 21 ounces, 595 grams, 0.595 kilograms, 1.3 pounds approximately. So it's 1 pound, 4.7, 4.8 ounces. Well, it's just kind of all over the place, but at least a pound and 4 ounces. So very heavy. And because we did that, let's check the pulling power just to see what that's about. Before we go into pulling power, you can see the NS horsehead stamped in right there in front of the blower housing. And then you can also see the see-through details of the steps. See those little finely meshed details on the steps. Then you got the treaded walkway and the brake wheel as well. So I just wanted to show that because those are some unique features of this locomotive. I believe we covered all that in the review, but this is a sneak peek and it's important you know what you're getting. Once again, got a hookup of the Micromark pull meter here. Now somebody mentioned that I'm supposed to actually hook up cars and see how many it can pull. I don't have time for that, so what you're going to get is a pull meter that should give you an estimation of what the locomotive should pull. Now every ounce is 15 cars is what it should pull. I don't have time to connect sometimes 100 plus cars depending on the locomotive to see if it actually pulls it. Alright, so here we go. Looks like it maxed out at 4.7 ounces. So that's about 55 cars. It's HO freight cars that it should be able to pull. Or no, I'm sorry. It's about 65 to 70 freight cars that should be able to pull. Alright, we're going to check oscillation of the front ditch lights and we'll check to see if the rear ones illuminate and oscillate as well with the horn. So yeah, it looks really good. Got the fade in and fade out. It's a decent blink rate. It's not too hyperactive or too slow. Let's check the rear. Alright, here's the rear. We're going to blow the horn. So yeah, same oscillation rate, same brightness and appearance as the front. Just kind of checking about the playable horn here, and it's kind of playable. It kind of cuts itself off sometimes, but just kind of messing around there. But there you go, front and rear working ditch lights and oscillating ditch lights at a good rate. So there you have the quick sneak peek of the SD60E with Go Rail edition. So that is now all of the releases for the special paint SD60Es from Athearn. There's the veterans, there's the honoring first responders, and there's Go Rail now coming out soon. Hopefully you enjoyed this sneak peek. In my personal opinion, it looks like it's got pretty good pulling power, more than you usually see from Athearn. At 70, the ballpark of 70 pieces of rolling stock, which is pretty good. Sounds good. The ditch lights are nice and bright. The headlight looks realistic, and I'm guessing that the Genesis drive will be smooth. It's been smooth in the past, but this is a pre-production sample. So with that said, we'll see you next time right here on the channel. I'll leave you with a run by. Thanks for watching, and again, happy Halloween.